What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this video is going to add on top of my previous video that was about how we humans right now feel stressed out. We feel, nervous system is all over the place because we are consuming a lot. So if you haven't checked out my previous video, please do so. But this video is going to be more about my personal I can't talk today, man. My personal relationship to social media and also as a content creator. So as a content creator, you would think on the other side, like, oh my God, this guy gotta, be on socials all the time. And I know 100% that my friends and the people who's following me might think like, oh my God, he's posting all the time. But truth be told is that most of the clips and stuff you see are pre-recorded. They can be done in a, bulk day. And then I take an edit day. And then I just schedule the post, right? And this is what I want to get to. It's very important in life, and it has been for me, to be very conscious about your time, okay? For me, it's so important today to create more than I consume. And I mentioned this in my previous video. This isn't about, creating social media content. It's about creating your life. So creation is everything that has to do with your own life. Because in today's society, it's often that way that we go out and we grind, we have a 9 to 5 or whatever it is. And when we have the time to just enjoy ourselves, we consume instead of creating. And that isn't a problem, but it becomes a problem when we start to consume unconsciously, okay? So how was I before my own transformation within my life? My channel on every platform, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, is about personal development, my thoughts, my perspective on life. But before I even stepped on this path of developing myself, I consumed a lot of content, man, a lot of content. And if we take my niche, for example, if I only consume and never integrate what I consume, then the change is never actually real. Because you can see a lot of people consume a lot of content and they can probably sit and talk about it, but is it really embodied? Have you really changed is the question, right? So for me, with social media, and for you too, if you want to take something from this video, when you leave the phone, or the phone is the biggest villain, right? You can actually feel the urge before the feeling hits you. It's like this little pocket of urge that just wants you to oh my God, this is boring. I need the phone right now to stimulate my brain. And I really want you to fight that urge, okay? When it comes to social media, we almost need to rewind back and, backtrack in evolution to take care of our own brain. And that is so important today. So whenever you feel the urge to pick up the phone, when you just recently had the phone in your hand, try to fight that feeling and do something else that is productive, okay? That will stop you from consuming unconsciously, okay? And the second thing I want to say is that to face boredom is such a huge thing in this world, in today's day and age. And absolutely, if you are interested in personal development, and if we take it to the spiritual side, coming in contact with your intuition, even your psychic abilities, your clairvoyancy, to be bored, to sit in silence is where you find your true self. Your thoughts will arrive and stuff like that. And this doesn't need to be like a cold turkey kind of thing. Because if you have a mind that has always spun around on consuming knowledge, following your favorite influencer, and all of a sudden you stop that cold turkey, you're gonna have a hard time, okay? So try to cut it down. That's what I did. I started to like take intentional, you know, what can you say, like 1 hour during the day, or back when I had a 9 to 5, I was always told myself like during this break I can scroll a lot, okay? Or I remember that worked the most for me. Like during work on breaks, make when I have break during work, during my 9 to 5, I always am allowed to scroll social media. But as soon as I get home, it's gotta be minimal scrolling. Then I gotta do what I gotta do when I get home. So that is also a good rule of thumb to have. On your breaks, on your 9 to 5, scroll away if you have the time between work and your obligations at work. You can scroll as much as you want, but as soon as you go home, you have the ability to build towards your dream, take care of your kids, work with your passions, whatever, so on and so forth, right? So try to set up a schedule or some rule for how you are consuming the content, and take it easy. Take it step by step down until you feel like you have control. That is important. And I just want to say that when things are becoming quieter in your life, when you have implemented these intentional use of just doing something else besides scrolling, you will start to recognize yourself in a whole nother way. If you are a creative, you will get ideas that you never would have thought of because you're so bombarded by everything else that you see. And you will also get other thoughts that memories and stuff like that. And I know for a fact that a lot of you people who watch this consume social media. You want to keep your brain working all the time because you are afraid to face the thoughts that are actually going to come to you because you are running away from it, okay? Then it's better to use that time and acknowledge for yourself if you need therapy, you need help with something, that is the creation side instead of drowning it out with sound, okay? That is the message for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Look after yourself and be intentional with your time. This is Alex SoulBased. I'm out. Peace.